What is going on YouTube? Joe here with Culination Media, bringing you yet another Pokemon X and Y Battle Spot Live episode. Number 34 is what we're working on today, and we're bringing the same team as last time. I will go over a little bit of what we have here, just as a refresher for you guys, in case you didn't watch the last video. But before I do that, I just want to remind you guys that as long as this video reaches that magical number of 50 likes, I will continue to bring you these wonderful double daily Wi-Fi battle uploads and all that stuff. Okay, maybe they're not wonderful, but you get the point. Now, while we're bringing the Umbreon, I've brought that quite a few times. It's just a bulky wish passing set. We've got the Life Orb, Sheer Force, Tauros, Focus Sash, Nasty Plot, Miss Magius, Guts, Flame Orb, Luxray, Choice Scarf, Nidoking, and Weakness Policy, Shell Smash, Caracosta. So hopefully we put in some good work with these Pokemon today. We had a double victory last time, and the time before that, and the time before that. We're working on like 3 or 4 double victories in a row. I haven't lost in quite a while here on Battle Spots. I've been losing Wi-Fi battles left and right, though, as far as 6v6. I just haven't been doing very well. But I've been doing great on Battle Spot, so I guess it evens out. Anyway here, looking at our first opponent, they have quite a few ghost types. 3, in fact. Chandelure, Jellicent, and Shedinja are going to make up those ghost types. Gotta watch out for that Shedinja, because if I don't have any moves that can hit it, such as having Tauros out in the field, that's going to be a big problem because of that Wonder Guard. It's also probably carrying the Focus Sash, because most do. And he's also bringing the Swellow, Claydol, and Greninja. That's the first time I've actually seen a Claydol other than the one that I use all the time. So that's pretty cool. Not really sure what that thing's going to do. Usually they're just, Rapid Spin, Stealth Rock, Utility. I mean, I guess it could be, like, offensive. I mean, it doesn't really have the best offensive stats. So I don't know what's going to happen here. I definitely want to bring Miss Magius, and I think I want to lead off with it, actually, because of those ghost types. I mean, 4 of his Pokemon are going to be weak to Shadow Ball, because the Claydol is also going to be weak to it. So I do think that either Greninja or Chandelure is going to start things off. So either way, we're going to lead off with Miss Magius here and just see what happens. I have the Thunderbolt for Greninja, and I have the Shadow Ball for the Chandelure. We will see what happens. I'm also going to bring the Umbreon because I feel like it. Umbreon walls everything. It's amazing. So Chandelure is going to be starting off on our opponent's side of the field, and most of the time these things like to carry the Choice Scarf. I would be naturally faster without it, so I could potentially go for a Nasty Plot here, but I'm going to make the safe play and just go for a straight up Shadow Ball, because if he outspeeds me and I go for the Nasty Plot, I'll just survive with my Focus Sash, and then he'll kill me the next turn, and that'll put me in a really bad spot. So I'm just going to have to go for the Shadow Ball here. I'm pretty sure it's still just going to take this thing out. Most of the time, Chandelure does not run any investment in HP or either of its defenses, so should be a 1-8 KO. It is, in fact, a Choice Scarf Chandelure, so I made the right play. I'm going to go down to my Focus Sash here with that Shadow Ball, which is fine. And we're going to retaliate with a Shadow Ball of our own, and this Chandelure is not living that. No way. Down it goes, and that is a huge threat out of the way right off the bat. Definitely. So let's see what he comes out with now. He's got the 2 other ghost types. He's got the Claydol and Greninja. And the Swellow. The Swellow could pick me off. It's actually going to be Shedinja, because I guess the Shadow Sneak would be obvious here. So what I'm going to do is switch into Umbreon. I know these things sometimes can go for, Swords Dance, or even carry the X-Scissor because it is Stab, and that will just destroy the life of Umbreon, but it's just painfully obvious. He can't afford to go for anything but Shadow Sneak here, because if he goes for, the X-Scissor or the Swords Dance, and I stay in, his Focus Sash is going to be broken, and he's going to be killed off the next turn. So that is not something that he wants to do. So he's definitely going to go for that Shadow Sneak. I'm switching in Umbreon here. I should be able to take that very, very well. I know my physical defense is a lot lower than my special defense, just because this is a specially defensive Umbreon. That being said, he doesn't have any Swords Dances up, no boosts. So look at that damage. That does nothing. Does nothing whatsoever. And I do carry the Foul Play on this thing, so I'm pretty sure if he doesn't get a Swords Dance up, that I can take 2 X-Scissor. So he's actually going to switch out here and bring in his third Pokemon, which is going to be the Claydol. and he's going to get hit up with that foul play. That should do some decent damage. Does about like 20% or so. 20-25%. It's actually carrying the Rocky Helmet. So this is a physically defensive Claydol. Interesting. Now what is this thing going to do? I have no idea. I'm just going to wish and kind of see what it wants to do because it is Psychic type. I mean, maybe Earthquake? It's going to go for the Trick Room. Okay, that is also very interesting. Very interesting indeed. So he's a Trick Room attacker. And I don't know what he has to hit me. He doesn't have any super effective moves. Maybe it's either Earthquake or Earth Power. One of the two. Neither of which is really going to do that much. Especially if it's Earth Power. That's not going to do anything. So I'm pretty much safe here to just continually go for foul plays and wish up when I need to. There's no reason for me to switch out. And that's, yeah, I really think that this battle is won, to be honest. So there's the foul play. And I don't know if that's going to be a KO next time. It might be close, depending on min-max damage. So he gets the Earth Power off, and that does nothing. Get my wish, and I am back up to full health. So this is looking great for me. Absolutely great. I could switch into Mismagius here. Well, no, because the Trick Room is up. Interesting. I keep saying interesting. I don't want to switch to Mismagius, and I was thinking about it, but there's no reason for me to do that because of the Trick Room. He would just outspeed and kill me the next turn. So I'm going to get hit by the Rocky Helmet as he survives that foul play barely. And he's going to hit me up with another Earth Power. But he's going to lose his Claydol this turn. There's really not that much that he can do about it, to be honest. So he's just, I mean, this match is pretty much over. It's just a matter of, oh, there he goes. He's going to forfeit the match, so that is a win for us. And coming into today, I don't know if I mentioned it at the beginning of this video, but our record was 41-23 coming in. So that puts us at 42-23. We are almost up to a 20-game differential, which is absolutely fantastic because I remember when we were at like 8 or 9. So maybe we can get another double victory today. That would be absolutely amazing. I am getting a little bit ahead of myself, though. I'm getting a little bit cocky just because I'm winning battle after battle here. But I'm going to run into something that can just destroy my life, such as Mega Kangaskhan. I haven't seen one of those in a long time, and I really don't have any defense for it, to be honest. Really don't. Really don't. The most common thing seems to be Talonflame, and Caracosta can take care of that pretty easily, so I'm not too worried about that anymore. Alright, so our next opponent is going to be bringing the Aegislash Flygon, which is pretty cool. Manectric, Greninja, Breloom, and Gyarados. So all very, very common, you know, OU things. Probably going to be a Mega Manectric, and I see this stuff all the time. As for the Flygon, though, that's a little bit different. That's pretty cool. I would love it if it was like a choice band set. That would be awesome in my book. Now, I don't know if he's even going to want to bring the Flygon. He's probably going to want to bring that Greninja. And if I bring Umbreon, that's really my only answer to the Aegislash. Because if he gets a Swords Dance up, he still should not be able to kill me, I don't think. I do not believe so. And then we can retaliate with a foul play and just, you know, ruin him, basically. Same thing with the Gyarados. Foul play is going to be doing a lot to that. Especially if I do not get intimidated before that. The Manectric, I can take that out with a Nidoking. Actually, what we're going to do here is we're going to lead off with the Nidoking because I'm predicting that the Breloom or the Manectric is going to lead off. Either one of those is okay with me because I have moves that will hit both of them super effectively. I am carrying for coverage moves the Flamethrower and the Ice Beam on the Nidoking. I know Thunderbolt tends to be a little bit better just because you get that Bolt Beam coverage and whatnot. But I do have the Thunderbolt on Mismagius. And that's why I really don't need the Thunderbolt on the Nidoking for this particular team. And honestly, on Battle Spot, Fairy coverage isn't that great. I mean, yes, there's a lot of dragons, but most of them are flying, so you're just getting, you know, 2 times super effective. Rock tends to do the same thing, so that's why I have Power Gem. So that's pretty much that. If anything, if you want to defend against dragons, probably the better offensive type would be Ice. So just having something with Ice Beam can ward off the Dragonites and Garchomps and all that stuff. That being said, we have Breloom and Nidoking out here to start off this battle. And I don't know if he's going to predict either Ice Beam or Flamethrower and go into something else. I do know that sometimes Breloom will carry the Focus Sash, but I don't know if I want to predict that. You know what? I'm just going to stay in. Just going to stay in here, and we're going to go for the Ice Beam, because I feel like that's the better move. And if he wants to bring in something after that, like the Greninja, which will be not very effective, or resist the Ice Beam, whatever, then I can just switch out. The Breloom actually goes down to this Ice Beam, so no Focus Sash, and I don't know what he was going for there. Maybe Spore? I really don't even know what Breloom's speed is. I feel like it's 70, something like that. So I would still outspeed even if I wasn't Scarfed. Out comes the Greninja, and this is a little bit of a problem. What I'm going to do here is predict the Extra Sensory. No, do I want to do that? Do I really want to predict the Extra Sensory? No. No, he's probably going to go for the Ice Beam. He's going to go for the Ice Beam, so we're going to switch out here into the Umbreon. He's either going to go for Extra Sensory or the Ice Beam. And he goes for the Ice Beam because that is more powerful, has 90 base power, I believe, and Extra Sensory has 80, so I guess that was a good play. Not all Greninjas carry the Extra Sensory to begin with, so that is that. Does okay damage, nothing crazy. It looks like it's going to be like a 4-hit KO or something like that. I am noticing the Life Orb here, so we will be able to wear this thing down to the point where Foul Play is going to be able to take him out, even if he's just, even if he's timid with a minus attack nature. We still will be able to wear him down. His defenses are pretty bad. He's just going to go for another Ice Beam here, and that's fine. If something happens, I can bring in the Nidoking again. He gets the, he gets the freeze. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Ugh. Well, thankfully, I thawed out. Wow, Insta-Thaw for the win. Thank you. So I get the Wish off. That was scary. I was legitimately scared right there, because then if Umbreon went down due to freeze haxing, I would have to bring in Nidoking again, and I would outspeed with a Scarf, and we don't know what his other Pokemon is at this point, so it could be a disaster. He's going to go for the Ice Beam again, and, that is a crit, so, oh god, a freeze and then a crit as we get our Foul Play off here. Thankfully, we survived that crit. That does some decent damage, and we're going to get our Wish, so that brings us back up to, like, the 70% health range, something like that, 70, 75%. So that is cool, and I might just want to go for another Wish here. Really thinking that that might be the best play. He's going to go for an Ice Beam again. We are slowly wearing this thing down. That's just what Umbreon is great for. That is another crit. Are you kidding me? A Freeze Hax, and then back-to-back crits. What is going on right now? The Hax Gods do not want Umbreon to get out of this alive. That is for sure. That is for sure. I'm lucky that I'm specially defensive. If I was physically defensive, I would have been dead a long time ago. So I'm just going to go for the Protect here, because I do not trust that he's not just going to get another crit and kill me off. So, unfortunately, that's just what it is. I don't normally like doing the Wish Protect combo, but that's what I'm going to go for here, because I feel like I earned that one after getting hacked to death. I did get a little bit lucky by, thawing out on the first turn when I was frozen, though, so that much I had going for me. But the fact that I got frozen in the first place at a 10% chance, and then back-to-back crits, that's just crazy. Craziness going on right now. So he's going to go for the Ice Beam again. That's really his only play at this point. But he has to know that his Greninja is so worn down that he's either going to kill himself if I decided to keep wishing, or I was just going to do this, go for the Foul Play, and put him out of his misery. So Umbreon getting the kill. Nidoking has a kill in this battle. We do have the Caracosta with us. So depending on what his other Pokemon is, maybe we can get a kill with one of each of our Pokemon. That would be cool. So in comes the Flygon. And I really don't want to Wish Stall this thing, so especially because I have the Nidoking, it's Choice Scarfed, and I've got the Ice Beam on it. I'm really not afraid of this thing. I know a lot of them run Choice Scarf or Choice Band, so it's going to be locked into whatever it chooses most likely. And it's going to be the Earthquake, so that could be a problem for Nidoking. Could be. I'm not going to switch into him, though, so we're just going to go for the Foul Play, see how much this does. That does a good chunk. That does a really big chunk to this Flygon, about like 40%, 45%, which is great. He's going to go for another Earthquake here, most likely because he's locked into it. And I should be able to live that as well, barring a crit. Yep, no crit there, so we'll go for another foul play, and that brings him into the very low HP range. He's going to kill me off the next turn, so what I haven't got the chance to do is use Caracosta and get the weakness policy. So what we're going to do here is we're going to switch out. That's right, we're going to switch out into the Caracosta just to get that weakness policy boost because I haven't gotten to use it yet. This is the perfect opportunity. This match is pretty much won, and Umbreon was going to die that turn anyway. So he gets another crit. Oh my, I was wondering why I did so much damage with Solid Rock. What is it with all the crits? This is insane. Have I gotten a crit yet? I don't think I have this entire session. Absolutely ridiculous. So we're just going to go for the Aqua Jet here because we're at +2 attack, and it wouldn't matter if we were at +2 attack or not. I just wanted to see the weakness policy go off, I guess, is what it came down to. That is a victory for us, a 3-0. And that is going to bring our record up to 43-23. A nice clean 20-game differential in the wins and losses. So I am very excited about that. I imagine that we have some kind of like crazy losing streak on the horizon because anytime you win that many times in a row, you're bound to just go into a nosedive and just lose battle after battle after battle. And I feel like that is coming up soon. I just don't know when it's going to start. Or, I don't know, maybe things are just evening out because I've been losing a lot of Wi-Fi battles lately. I don't know what's going on. I never do. But that's going to be it for this time, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Also, please do not forget to leave a like on this video if you enjoyed because it does help out a lot. So I will see you guys for the next episode. But until then, game on.